That's from the last meeting. And we might have to do the joint meeting separately.
Yeah,
I'll make that motion.
I'll second for the 2019, oh, yeah, same thing, yeah, 2019, yes.
Okay, all in favor? To vote. Can I get a motion for the joint meeting between Pat and Warren County?
I would just want to make sure that, because sometimes I read the minutes wrong, I misunderstand, that it's understood that Fountain County is, or will be the county responsible for the administration of that as far as the final say. I don't care what kind of board they have, a 911 board, an emergency board, whatever, we will take that board's advice on any hiring or firing. The bottom line, and I said it that night, I started out with it. It is not an option for Fountain County not to have the control, because that is our employees. We take all the risk. So, and it's still that way. We told people that we had a meeting in Warren, that we were going to Warren County. It hasn't changed. I didn't know whether the meeting and all that all messed up and people wasn't understanding what's going on, but that point still held through the whole meeting.
Would you like for me to add those to the minutes and sign at the next meeting, or leave it as is?
Just like,
I can put this in.
I mean, I think,
Yeah, I mean, if you want her to do that, that way she can have it in the minute.
what did the minutes say that? I mean, if you guys read them,
I
sometimes I
kind
read
of
them.
She
generalized.
did generalize.
I just want to make sure.
We talked about the plat being, as being on a quarterly basis.
I said some felt the decision should be about the county commissioners. About the Warren County commissioners together and the attorney,
She put in there assembly that it should stay as it is, the concern should be. There were concerns over who should be in charge of hiring and firing of the director and the employees, and I think it was made clear that. The board can suggest the director to the commissioners, and the commissioners appoint that director, but the director would be in charge of hiring and firing their employees.
because we discussed all three of those options.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I kind of generalized it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's entirely
fine.
how you finish.
No. Now, ultimately, it doesn't matter what the
I'm
minutes
okay,
say.
I know what our intent.
Right.
You had that meeting.
Okay. I'll make,
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Okay, and I'll second then. All those in favor?
Aye.
So it's a 2-0 vote.
Yes.
Yeah, I was there. on the-
I wasn't at the last meeting. Okay. Can we go ahead and do the findings and then we can go back to?
Yep.
Public comment. Can I get a motion for the claims 1 through 125 in the amount of $190,000, $821.92 in the unpublished that was submitted to us in payroll claims?
I'll make a motion to approve all.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
3 of. Okay. We back Southeast Fountain. Okay. You're welcome to come up here. I'm not sure what this is about, but
We were just referred here by Officer Rainey. We heard that you were looking to approve him going to a full-time position within our school district as a police resource officer today. So when we started the school year, we had 1.5 student resource officers servicing our school district. That presence is really appreciated by our staff, our students, our community. Unfortunately, the past 2 weeks, we're now down to this 8 part-time resource officer, which does leave our campus without security at least 2, if not 3 days a week, depending on his schedule. So we would really like to bring the full-time resource officer back. Like in today's world, school security is of utmost importance. We have a lot of vulnerable spots, arrival and dismissal and recess, and Officer Rainey does a wonderful job patrolling those. Being with our students and building those relationships, and again, also providing that safety that we need. So if that's up for consideration today, then we are not seeing that new written full-time position.
Is the sheriff here? 25.
Go ahead.
Okay. We 100% understand schools and the need for resource officers. But the position we're setting in also is that we've had to pay for road deputies for years, and when we get them, we have to maintain them. So we're at all, I've talked to Sheriff Holt about this, we would 100% sponsor what do you call it, school resource officer, reserve deputy, someone full-time going to the school full-time. What resources are the school willing to, like Covington pays for 100% of the resource officer.
We pay for 75%. 50% is paid with school safety grant, and we pay 25% of remaining 50.
Okay. Well, I thought that Sheriff Holt was going to get a meeting with the superintendent.
I just asked if he was close, but he didn't respond yet.
Okay. And we can work out the particulars. But I would have no problem personally with the county furnishing a car, benefits, everything but the full-time pay. I think the school, if we do all that, and here's the other, Covington pays for theirs, Attica pays for theirs. Covington School actually pays 100% of their officers in the school. The school system does. I don't know how they do that, but they do. Attica City Police does pay for their officer to be out there, right, Andrea?
I think it's split, like.
Yeah, like Petersburg used to do with you. So the problem we have, if we do this, and I know Fountain Temple is a rural school, they don't have it, they're not in it now. So they don't have the option, the local police department, Petersburg did it for years, and obviously they finally pulled out. So we will get something worked out, but it's just, we'll get something, and has any of the deputies or anybody given their off time to work right now, or is that what's happening right now, or something?
That's what
Go on in.
the rates. I know.
No, he is paid though on his off time, right? Okay.
I know when he's not there, I know other officers try to make an effort to drive by the school, but I mean, we know they're, I mean, the rural location, should we have an emergency, we're that much farther, from someone than
Right.
already in the
Yeah, in Montgomery County, does the sheriff department sponsor the officers at North and South Lawn? Yes. Do they pay them, do you know, or does the school do? I don't know the breakdown. Okay. I just know that the county officers at North. Maybe we can call them and see how they do. But no, meantime, and we'll move as quick as we can on it, because it is a very important thing. We don't want anything going on out there. No. But,
We'll be fine. If you do not feel a need to stay for the rest of the day, you're welcome to leave.
There's not.
Only customer meetings or anything, right?
No,
No,
You probably should get back to the other, but thank you for our time.
thank you for.
thank you.
Well, I guess no other public comment. I'm gonna move on to the transfer request, county general jail. Jailers, amount of $10,000 to overtime. And if you've got the agenda in front of you, you can read staff shortages and hospitalized inmates, it's taking a toll on their overtime. So can I get a motion from
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
those in favor?
Aye.
Trio. Infraction deferral, the amount of $48.37 from transcripts to prosecution equipment.
I'll make a motion to transfer 4837.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Trio. Statewide 911, $10,000 from part-time to overtime and $5,000 from training to overtime.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I will second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Trio. Additional request, county general jail utilities, $22,000.
I'll make a motion.
Energy costs.
Yes.
Yeah, for the energy cost or something, Julia.
Sorry, I didn't read it, but Theirs was a given,
And they're in the red.
yes.
I'll make a motion for the 22. Hopefully that 22 will catch it.
All second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I have that other transfer that I don't have on the agenda. I didn't talk about it.
Okay. So the other, $10,150 from consulting fees to computer maintenance, and this is for LPC. We only budgeted 50,000, and that was not his contract, amount when we signed it in December.
This is the transfer.
Yes, 10,150. 60,150 is his contract, which 911 pays a portion of it for theirs. Do you know what the total of his contract is?
It's 55,000, I'm not sure.
Okay,
We paid other expenses out of that too.
there was some others, okay,
Yeah.
normally it's paid somewhere else, but if you can, you guys want to break down what those costs are other than his contract?
I'll make the motion and then if Congress wants to send that to us.
If you can just send the detail, right, it's going
Okay.
down.
Yeah.
I'll second.
And the amount is 10,150.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll second.
Yes, okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Alright, yeah. Sorry, I didn't catch up. Okay, the storage tank, liability insurance,
I looked over.
did you look it over?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I read it too.
Yeah, well, you got to be filled out and Lloyd. Yeah, we all want to.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff looked familiar from
They're
when we
going
did the under.
to. Cut out, we don't cut out. Good apology, you don't get the.
Okay,
I'll
so.
make the motion. to approve.
It's all those in favor. Okay, department heads, Susan?
First thing off the bat is the courthouse Christmas party. The treasurer's office and host this year. We'd like to have it on Thursday, December 22nd. It's going to be a brunch. It's going to start at 10:30, catered by the local, but we're asking that the courthouse be closed from 12 to 2 that afternoon for the second part of the brunch and games. It's going to be here at the courthouse, though, that the prosecutors and other offices can participate. Wednesday seems to be a bad day for everybody, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that bad? All right.
I didn't quite understand. It's going to start at 10:30.
It's a brunch. Yeah, it's a brunch, so they can come and get breakfast and choose and go back to their offices. It's gonna be,
And then have the party.
yes.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
want to close it from 12 to 2 for
Okay.
games. And
Yes.
like,
Okay.
okay. All right, the second thing is I'm making some changes in my credit card company that I use. Did you get mine?
Yeah.
And I read it over and over again. We're good, aren't we? Okay. Forte is a third-party credit card company. You've probably heard of them, you've seen them at conferences, and they are partnered with WOW. And the reason I want to go with them is because their rate's 2.5% compared to BPS is 2 3/4 and PayGov is 3%. The difference with PayGov is I no longer have to sit all morning long till noon reprinting tax statements that we've already sent out. This is going to be a file sent to me by email, and I can just upload it in a matter of minutes. And it also has the interactive voice response. So now we'll have a 888 number, and people can call and make their payments that way. There are a lot of people that call almost every day because they're uncomfortable with the computer, going on the web. So this way they can make phone calls. We won't be using any terminals in our office. We're going to encourage everybody to do this online or by the interactive response. So there's no cost to us with WOW or with Beacon now, because Beacon just recently partnered with Forte.
I found that out.
Yeah,
Let me
so
see.
the fees that they were going to charge me have all been waived. So now they're going to change our landing page on Beacon Schneider to Forte. which I'm so happy about, so very happy about.
And I'm so confused.
Pardon me?
I'm not.
I'm so confused. That's great. Happy on that.
I talked to Andrew Harrison.
Yeah,
Beacon.
yes,
and-
Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also they'll do the e-checks too, just like we did with BPS, so, and the lower rate, so. I'm not sure who signs this for Beacon Schneider. It says, client. Would that be you?
Probably.
And I'll make a copy.
Yeah, everybody looks at me anyway, so. Okay. Well, we gotta vote on it.
Oh,
first.
Okay,
Yeah, you were okay with everything within the contract, so. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve that and go with that.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
thank you. I got one more thing before I go. I don't know, you won't notice it until you look at the treasury report this month. I haven't got the bank statements. I don't get the bank statements until about the 4th and 5th day of the month. But the rates have been going up, and I did go to Old National, and this is for my board of finance, basically. And I did get them to raise our checking and our savings to 1.25. But Trust Indiana is at 2.62 now. So I went ahead and transferred money into our Trust Indiana. We've got 10 million in there now at 2.62.
Great.
So I'll probably be transferring a little more here after we get started, taking in revenue against and take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Any questions? Because I'm done.
Nope. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we'll get that contract back to you.
Thank
She
you.
can stay in it and then.
Sure.
So she has.
Yeah, I'll send it back and then you can get that landing page and. you can-
Okay. All right, thanks, Susan.
Yeah, thank you.
And Garth is not going to be here. He'll be getting us closed for his parking lot and so.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So he's gonna bring that up at the council meeting, hopefully he'll have, the information. Did you want to talk about something?
No.
Okay. Just share it there. I'll skip into Jason.
He's got a look.
No, I just, we received our last fleet vehicle yesterday, Friday, so we've got all those on the lot now. We will be paving 430 East tomorrow and Wednesday. We're just trying to save some of these short section roads. We've done Shawnee Lane and Cooper's Chapel the last couple of weeks, so just laying an inch and a half mat on to help get through winter.
Where's 430?
430 is down by walls off of 234 between 234 and 1000 by in Wilson's.
Okay.
By the airport.
Okay, yeah.
I had someone ask me if you were gonna be doing Graham Creek, since they've seen you doing Cooper's. Like, I don't know.
No, not this year. Our, I'm just trying to use up some of the bituminous money from the budget. Met with Katie McClear from USI last Thursday. She's going to help with our bridge asset management plan, and pavement asset management plan. And she helped get squared away on some poorly reported issues I was dealing with. So, the state is, I mean, all over the place right now, with quarterly reports. They're switching people back and forth. So it's just hard to get the answer from anybody. We got through the issues that I was doing. So, other than that, we had a gentleman retire Friday, so we have an open position we're looking to fill. But, thank you. Is that anything for you?
No?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I just 1400 north of 820. Kent was going to send a letter to that. I was at an event Saturday and someone came up to me, farmer up in that area, and asked him how he said that he'd take care of it for us. Why do?
Yeah.
He's about ready to drop a mower on.
Well, so are we.
Okay.
Um,
I told him we were working on it. He was pleased with that.
I've got that. There was one thing I wanted to check with Roger on. Send that.
Yeah, if you give us the go ahead, we can go ahead and do it. It's in the right of ways.
It's your turn.
We are, just to let you guys know, I'm sure everybody knows, but we're dealing with a lot of people, we're people.
Oh,
41 being bad, 136 being closed, 74, so we're trying to keep the roads maintained the best possible right now with those runarounds, so. If you guys have any concerns, just let us know, we'll jump on them, so.
From my side of the county, it's getting hard to get to work.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Kind of dangerous. It's people drive like crazy. And it's rocky. I mean, you know, when you're driving, it kind of go too fast, so.
Yeah, I've seen an
I
increase
did.
in traffic.
I wonder, let you know, I reached out to Fleet because my concern was on the billing, we kept getting finance charges and we have this big credit balance. That was an error, so they're gonna go back to the original and reimburse all those finance charges back to us as credit. So he apologized several times and said he had taken care of it, so I'll look at the next statement and see. Because I was saying, how can you get a finance charge when you've got a negative balance? So,
Right.
with that.
That's good.
One last thing on the motors I spoke to you guys about last meeting. If we go ahead and order those, we don't have to pay for them until they come in, which they're still a year out. So I did go ahead and get a quote from Glasscock Equipment and it's okay. Guys, if I can bring it to the council next week, we'll go ahead and get a couple. We have 2 tractors that we can use them for. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
The sheriff's here.
Oh, Sheriff?
Yeah.
Did you have something for us?
Yeah.
Numbers
I'm
or?
trying to do all the disruption there, a roof.
We need to leave room here.
So I had, I'm calling last week. I came back in this morning, get the dog, and find out what's going on. I go like this with my phone, I said, see ya. And he's texting me. Got 69 jail. We're being paid for 33 of those. And you guys have a conversation with.
Yeah, Mrs. Morgan and Mr. Vanderbilt came in.
Okay.
I told them we were gonna move the superintendent. Either she's the money person.
Right.
So what's your, we can talk about later, or what's your stance thought?
There has to be some. You know, it's regardless.
We'll do what we can to get to.
I mean, I understand your guys' stance on it, I understand theirs,
Yeah.
and I understand what you guys are saying about the county light. So I think it'd be a good conversation to get with.
Yes, we just need to do it fast.
Yes,
We need to do it a lot quicker.
because I do have a guy opposite.
Whenever you can get us a meeting with her, tell me,
Okay,
I'll just make time.
all right, I will.
Sheriff, the council had me put in the sheriff's budget, I think 20 or 25,000. In case this did go through. To pay our portion of it. And I did see last week where Fountain Central did get a grant for 75,000 from, I think it was community.
Well, and that's what she was saying, they would have the grant that they wanted us to take.
So I think, then, yeah, we actually need to sit down and look at the
That's great to know. That's fantastic. I now know what we can borrow.
Right,
Okay.
okay, so. we're
I'll get you the exact figure. that's in the budget.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but I wasn't aware of
But I
that.
do have a guy out there part-time, I do have him going out there, his days off, I do have some other guys going out there, starting, looking. Just to pop in, is, I mean, I don't want it to be a scheduled thing, and these kids start picking up on that. So now they understand that they don't know when they're gonna be there. I do. So, that's what we're doing.
Okay. Okay, yeah, just as soon as we get a meeting with her,
Okay, so I'll swing out there today. So,
or. Just want to schedule him in out there. Then we'll have a meeting. Your man.
I'll get it worked out. I'll have it worked out by Wednesday.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah.
If there's anybody here from the health department,
Eric and Jenny back there.
2 to 1.
They're both looking at it. There's Jenny, come on up.
Not all that bad.
That has been first.
No,
Okay.
I want to thank you for making sure the grants.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate we are in that. Okay. Now, something at this point that doesn't have anything to do with you two, but we want you to be aware. We're having. Our health doctor as of January 1 received an email from Dr. Sharma saying that if we would get a nurse, there was a position open at the health department, Melissa, nowhere this Saturday, had resigned. And that he would be willing to, and I'm putting words in his mouth, he'd be willing, that Lacey and he would be willing to train the new Fountain County nurse. So we said, great. We've hired a nurse. And now there's been a big change of heart. We've never heard a word from Dr. Sharma yet. This is from the president of the health board. That they're not willing to do that now. He wasn't in for some reason. So we're in quite the predicament that this nurse is giving her notice at her current employment. But as far as I'm concerned, we're not in a predicament at all. She will start November 1. Regardless of what the current board says or anyone else, I suppose, but they're not even meeting anymore. And if they do want to meet, we've got board members we'll put on there. New board members, Kent, I guess, to you, and I just want you guys to hear that. This meeting, so it's not hearsay, it's not whatever, so you can. Any idea on the,
Well, I think we can have an ordinance in place by November. And have you already have your board appointed visually. Those are not. And advance the timetable and have them start operating so that those people can work on.
but since that contract is till December 31, everybody was under that, everything's the same, the exact same until December 31. I don't even think. See, they've formed and met with their health. We've not met. We have just named people. So the president of their current Warren County board is the president of the Bi-County board. And now he's saying that, well, we're not going to train this nurse because Dr. Sharma won't sign off on her malpractice. So Dan Hessler, our doctor, said that he's checked with his company. He's an anesthesiologist. He has checked with his company, and he can get for a additional premium coverage for her to fall under him, if that's the problem. So now they have no problem. So we control the funding. I mean, we write the checks, we do whatever.
The council was 100% supportive of it.
Yeah.
And what I don't understand is, we all know that until December 31st, it's a Fountain Warren. I
Yeah.
don't care if you hire the new nurse, that nurse is serving Fountain and Warren.
Yeah.
I don't
And
understand what
then
the problem is.
Dr. Hessler also said there's an option to where Shelley, and the new nurse, Shelley Starkey. She doesn't even have to do anything clinical. She can just literally be there in first training. Lacey will give all the shots and everything. So really, it doesn't even fall in that. No doctor would have to sign off on that. It's just all, it's just unnecessary.
Yeah, so if she's
Yes.
not doing it, it's just for training purposes. I don't know what she would need.
We'll need it, but if we do, Dan will add her to the policy. If that's the way I am. So that's where we're at.
They're trying to have money. They just don't want us to spend any more of the budget. So when it splits, they're gonna get. 30, that's salary basically, that's unused.
Yeah, in my
That's what
opinion,
it's about.
Dr. Sharma has not followed through on his contract by signing the grants and everything for us for next year because he's not gonna be here. Well, he's still under contract with us through 2022. And so he's reneging on that, so we're gonna pick and choose what we wanna do or not do to finish out this year to serve both counties. So that's, we're trying to have a watchful eye, on some of that.
Rest assured, the next email will go back and just say she will start on November 1.
Because I know we're down some other, positions there.
The thing is, it's in the budget. I mean, the funding's there. It's not like it's in the special appropriations. And the salary she got hired under is no different than what Melissa's salary was beginning from that position. So there's no change of budget.
So was Melissa making the same?
It was pulling out a different fund, but it was slightly different. It was different because hers came out of the education side of the grant part.
Also was paid under 3 different.
Yeah,
Yes. But
Did
the,
it
but the
total
total,
the same as,
no, it was different.
well, then that'd be the only other thing.
well, would this nurse be making less than what the educator?
Well, so she would technically be the.
We don't.
No, okay. That's gonna be a council thing.
Yeah.
Question. So who's the medical person making the decisions? Is the new board that becomes effective January 1, they're not making any decisions. Dr. Hessler's not making any decisions. So what doctor is making the decision for the county? Both counties?
Dr.
But both train, help train a nurse. We don't know why.
Correct. And the Fountain Warren County Health Board has basically refused.
Where does that leave us liability wise? Where does that leave the county?
The liability is on the board of health. It's a separate, it's a not a policy.
This happens to be funded.
Yeah.
So if you get a new nurse, you want her to be employed in November, right? Which
There's a vacancy and there is, this is what we talked about in our joint meeting, there is a vacancy at the Fountain Warren County Health Department because a nurse left them back in the beginning of September. So they've been short a nurse for an entire month now. And the health department as it stands has been short a nurse. They're down to 1. So there's a vacancy and B, we have a nurse to fill it. The current nurse that is working full-time at the health department has already taken contract with Warren County as of January 1. So she will go that way. The nurse that we have brought forward that would take the open position at the Fountain Warren County Health position would be trained by the current nurse that has fully agreed to it. And she would be employed by Fountain County as of January 1. But it's a win-win for everybody. Fountain Warren County gets their second nurse that they need. And Fountain County gets the nurse that they need January 1, Warren County gets their nurse that they need January 1.
So, if that board's liable, where are they getting their information? Who looking out for that board? Is there anybody looking out for that board? They just kind of let that thing, where did that end up? They do pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but. We said that.
I just assume.
Yeah.
That's good. They may remember that. He was in my family, if I'm. That's why I look at that. I don't know.
Fountain County holds all the influence on it, like for the other thing we do in my county. And that's what I was trying to say at that my county 911 meeting. is Fountain County takes all responsibility. Warren has zero when it comes to this stuff. And this is a great example of why probably counties should work together and why we're the only one in the state of Indiana who doesn't.
It's not.
I think just, there's been 50 years, well, for one, there wasn't a pandemic. 50 years, people just kind of let it flow and nobody even knew the health department was there, nobody cared. You know, and then the pandemic hit and kind of opened their eyes to things. And, you know, that's basically why we're at where we're at now. But as far as liability, Fountain County has all the liability, I think. So I guess if you're going to sue somebody, you can sue both counties. We take the brunt. So anyhow, but well, I don't, you know, we're kind of. We'll keep working on it. We're trying to get Dr. Sharma to answer a text that he wants, or an email. So we're just gonna have to call him point blank and say, look, you told us to do this. We thought it was a great deal. We appreciated you doing it.
And the nurse
We
came,
did, and
the nurse came
the nurse
here.
came here and did she train her?
Yeah.
Or her, yeah.
We're still paying, we're still paying that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's funded, yeah, the position, it wouldn't cost either county to do.
Thank you, guys.
It's been fun, what, 5 days on text?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Emails. Like a book.
Okay. You ready to get the?
Okay, yeah. Sorry. guys. Do you have anything you guys want to say?
What about the? Yes.
Yeah, in December, we'll come in.
Yeah, we'll come in and.
With the Warren County Commissioner.
Yeah.
And, say, you know, when staff, okay, this is the deal. You do this, we do this, we do that. Yes,
Eric,
but no need to do it until December.
Eric, just gonna be a sticky note.
Yes.
Little color thoughts.
That'd be easy.
That worked, yeah. That has been suggested.
Against that.
And it makes sense.
Color coded.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just started putting stickers on
Yeah.
certain things.
Well, and really, everything stays there except for what have the Warren County sticker on, and it goes. We're staying there. Real simple.
All right.
No.
So I don't know, I mean, is the first part of December, is that when you want us there? I didn't know how much time.
I think. In December,
Okay.
whatever.
All right.
Sometime in.
We'll work
The
on that.
holidays turn into spring, so we'll get it.
I know.
And honestly, if they're ready, if they have their building ready, they won't take their stuff 2 weeks. And it doesn't affect the daily operations, fine. Yeah, that'd be great.
'Cause, I mean, that maybe, you know, they need to do that then. I don't know. Okay. Anything else?
234, I don't know if you want to step up, but it's moving along.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
it's looking much better. We just give us final things. That'll be good.
Your Riverside project will be your next.
Yeah. thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, another meeting.
I know, but people be complaining about it. It's not a good thing.
Jason said that thing.
I know, I talked
To point.
Yeah. I
20
wanted
foot off center.
someone knew what they were doing.
Another win to celebrate though, the old, school.
Absolutely, it's a yes. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah,
Speaking around school, I did get a hold of the other party, on the other deal, so I
okay,
was gonna call when foliage is off and take us back there.
okay. Okay.
I don't have anything.
Thank
Thank
you.
All there.
Oh, no, she doesn't have hair.
Joe, do you have something?
I finally got some results back on the experiment. All right. Yeah, I know. It shocked me too. Anyway, on the,
Nothing shocking.
yeah, there's 4 quotes, one of them is involved with just the radio communication part of it. And then each one of the other quotes to retrieve siren. If you go to when it has just, EMA wrote on it, that's parts that I had that I didn't, because they won't get it out to. But anyway, just making a long story short, I started out with, I'd requested 10, which I've received, I haven't spent any of them. They were short $15,091.08. Making, well, a total of the 4 quotes is $25,091.
Well, you know, this morning they're trying to tag on Florida now. If they didn't warn people soon enough.
Yeah,
I don't know how they were supposed to warn people soon enough in a situation like that.
yeah. Well, but, like I said, when I was looking at it, I wasn't expecting some of the equipment to be as high as it was. But you gotta realize it's been several years.
If they can even, yeah, and if they can even get it.
So I guess what I'm requesting is to go back to the council and asking for 15,091.
Motion on that,
Yeah, so that
or make a motion for Joe to go back now.
15,091.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You want more than that, just in case something happens? You want 16 just in case?
Pardon?
You want 16 just in case something unforeseen?
Keep the same, yes.
We can do that just in case.
Yeah, this is 16. I'll make a motion of 16.
Okay.
All those in favor? Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it was. We got to do.
Yep, and it needs to be going.
That's all I have.
Nope.
Everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're good?
Okay. Great.
Okay, we had our inspection. And all the way up from 1998 to now, we are now in compliance with the state for
Awesome.
landscaping, drainage, foliage, that kind of stuff. Saeed, who was a person that came here way back when I retired and complained, he walked through the facility with Daryl and with Roger and I, and he come back and said, you are in compliance.
That's awesome.
So.
Good job.
Great job, so we're good. So, I mean, there's several parts to that landfill. You got wells, you got testing and stuff, and we're working on that stuff, but it's nice to know that what we've done met their requirements.
Which is very high.
Yeah,
The bar is incredible.
it is. So anyway, it's been done. Daryl's about done with the road. I saw he had it seeded. He didn't have it seeded when they did inspection, but Aziz knew what he was doing and said that was great. They're trying to prevent the water from staying there and signed off on it and everything. Like I said, Daryl's got it seeded down, got matting down to keep it from washing away if we're getting more rain. And the rest of it's, got grass filled up back in the corner where he filled in that pond that was there to do away with it. Grass is coming up there. There were a few bare spots that Azeem questioned, actually Gerald questioned, but not Azeem. And so we're gonna address that. I mean, this is all small stuff, but he said he's gonna send us a letter, so Colleen should be getting a letter that shows it's in compliance with the vegetation and stuff. So we're good to go there. I'm still working on the wells. October 11th, we've also cleaned up on solid waste. We cleaned up the mulch. It's all moved down. Steve's been working on reorganizing some stuff there. And I posted some signs that the mulch pile has moved. I got to go out and post 2 more today. But so it's looking good. October 11th is when that inspection is going to happen. So we should be good to go for that one. But hopefully we can get through that one as good as we did this one. So I noticed that on that inspection that Scott Wenger, who's my well inspector, is coming out for the solid waste one. So I'm not sure why, but I'll make sure my well's in shape. So if he says, hey, let's go. So you gotta watch out for those guys. So, but anyway, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do.
Got anything else?
And, we have the resolutions prepared, will be ready for the, next board meeting, next commission meeting. Okay, resolution to approve that sale. Okay, they accepted all of our changes to the agreement and they actually got the resolutions.
Great. And then, I was in an event Saturday up in the northern, matter of fact, Tiffany County line bordered this property. Homes for Our Troops, one of the best organizations you'll ever find. They build homes for disabled American veterans, and to be able to qualify for their homes, you've had to have lost a limb, blind, and there was a few other things, but Lance Corporal Brian Chambers, Colleen's nephew, received the home. And it is beautiful. I think they said they've done 345 throughout the United States, and they're in the process of doing 100 more right now. And the great thing about this organization is you will never see them on TV. 90% of everything they take in goes to the veterans in the home. Once the homes are done, they do not leave the veterans. They ask them how their homes are, what they can change in them. Great example of that is they went back and put generators in over 300 homes last year. That they, thought that would be an asset to the home. If you get a chance, go up there. It's just right off of 1400 north of Tiffany County line. It's what, what that lane name is? And okay, and is it actually a private lane?
I think it's
Okay. Well, at any rate, there's about 150 people would be my best guess there Saturday. All over the country, then the builders were there. Keene Building out of Lafayette did it. And I swear it is just an immaculate home. So if you're wanting to give toward an organization, look up Homes for Our Troops. And they're great. He's one of the heads, but he was a brigadier general was there and presented the home. And all the higher ups, like this brigadier general, are retired. They do not receive salaries for their work. So it's 100% donated. And we're on the road about every weekend donating to these homes across the United States. So it's a great organization. And for a great young man. I don't know if you guys know about Colin's nephew, but I believe the final count, he died like 7 different times. From the time he was, the landmine hit his Humvee. He was actually pinned in. he was actually pinned in and died. And the commander of the unit said, leave him, and four of his Marine buddies and a naval doctor went back in. Because it was on fire, and it had explosives and ammunition and heavily shot. And the naval doctor took his boot heel and broke his legs to get him out. But this kid's been through, he was in Bethesda, a year and a half.
It's a long haul,
Yeah,
I would say probably a year.
yeah, it's just amazing that he's functioning as well as he is, and got the spirits that he has. So, but yeah, he's a Fountain County resident. Okay, that's it. Shut up.
We do have something.
We have one more thing. We have VT Reynolds. We've kind of made it past a little bit, but it still needs attention. There's one extremely old air hammer on the roof field that controls a significant part of this house, this part of the courthouse. It's 30+ years old, and they are able to get one. He has it temporary at the moment, and it is functioning, but it's only a matter of time. It could last a day, a week, a month before it goes back out. That total for that air handler is $10,970. And there is some funding available. We just haven't officially acted on it, so.
That's a motion to approve the DT Reynolds quote.
And I would second that.
So,
I,
3-0. Anything else? Don't have anything. All those in favor? Aye.
last 35 minutes.
Be careful.